are live in Lakesh and
In
Veritas.
Lakesh and Veritas. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us today.
Welcome to the live stream.
We are live streaming.
Live, Live. We are here alive, feeling good. So today we're talking about one of the tenets. We're continuing with the tenets, and the idea is honoring your sovereignty, yours and others. So the last few weeks we've been going over the Sun Tenets, which are really core foundational understandings, principles uh, that operate as guidelines, really to help people self-govern, and navigate this path of embodying light. And I was thinking about this as it relates to sovereignty, without going too deep into it, because you know how it be. It's like, oh, announcements, but forget the announcements. Let's just go to the topic. So I was processing the concept of sovereignty and why is that so important to what we do, and it brought me back to we are beings of energy. We have energy, life force, vitality, and it must be we must claim authority over it. And it's problematic when we don't. And so again, stretching to see how is it that this tenet supports the pursuit of what we're moving towards within of a sun. And for anybody who resonates with you are a being of energy, you have life force, honoring your sovereignty as well as others, it's so key to sustaining your elevation. So that's what we're going to dive into. You have any initial thoughts before we?
Yes, I
Just
actually do.
initial, because
I can only have initial.
yes, just what? Okay. Actually, you can have more, but we're gonna space it out. We'll start off with initial, and all that really good stuff. We're gonna save it.
We'll see. We'll see how that rolls.
That's the plan. That's but divine
So
feminine just be
we are bringing forth the tenets every week because so many people don't understand who we are or what we are doing. We show up on live stream, we have podcasts, we've had them for years, and there's a lot of misunderstanding about who we are. So the tenets are a way for you to gather information and see how it works, how we disseminate that information in the things that we speak about, and we encourage you to join us in. And this helps because so many of us are from so many different levels of engagement with religion and secret societies and a whole variety of other things that we are influenced by, that we may still be influenced by, or that our families were influenced by. And we know that you are seeing us through some level of your understandings, and we want to bring clarity to who we are so that you know who we are, what our parameters are, what our morals are, what our aspirations are, what our mission is, what our purpose is. And so the tenets we bring forth every week that we filter through other topics are so that you can clearly see that we are not whatever you left. We are not what you were born in. We are not what has existed before. We are not the idea of what has always been, because what has always been has gotten us to the condition that the planet is in now. We are something else. We are clearers. We clear the landscape of planet Earth. We have been doing so for decades with great success, and it is changing the trajectory of the future of humanity, and it can be seen through the light that shines through each day that is brighter than the light that we saw 2 years ago or a year ago or 6 months ago. The things that are in opposition to life and into light are being deconstructed, and the light is shining through. It's not to say there won't be things, but the things that have happened have been diminished from what the plan was. And that is partly due to our determined and disciplined and consistent congruency in who we are as clearers on the earth plane. So we are here to be in service to humanity, and the way that we are in service is by cleaning and clearing people, places, spaces, all things earth, as we are the ones who are the stewards of earth, as you are too. And we hope to bring that message forward. So is that small enough?
yes, it is. It's robust, however, none the
Yes.
least. So thank you for the expounding on it. So we're going to dive into this, and if you all stick with us, share some of your thoughts, your comments on this. And one of the titles in the thumbnail that I placed in there was "This is why you're drained," and how addressing this uh, addresses the feeling of being drained, like life force being pulled and usurped.
Addressing what?
Um, Honoring our sovereignty.
Honoring our sovereignty, yes.
Yeah, when we don't have boundaries, just with our energy and our life force, it becomes very problematic. And many people go through this feeling like people are sucking them dry, whether it's their children and their family members, their lovers. Um, so many different aspects of relationships that uh, having this tenet in your life helps position us in the appropriate position to, again, sustain power, to sustain elevation in a healthy way that keeps us in the law.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So before we begin, we got a couple of announcements. And so we're midway in DNA activation class, and we're having a great time. So we just completed the first day of activation.
Yes, it was wonderful. I was there, and I, of course, have originated this particular process of DNA activation, but I had not had it for a while, and it was really a nice upgrade and reintroduction, having been away from it for a while and then taking a salt bath after it. I felt much more congruent, much more solid, much more part of the cosmic family experience. Working with the Elohim and the genetic engineers was spectacular.
Yes, most certainly. So we're going to continue day 2 and day 3, which are focused on the details of activation, understanding the process of replication. What does this mean in terms of replicating your strands? What does that have to do with the activation of your light body? What does that have to do with dimensionality and shifting of consciousness and raising it higher, and how to sustain it? Which we kind of touched on the day 1, speaking about the C's, criticizing, complaining, anything that, any thought, any emotion associated with these C's instantaneously pops us out of power. It's so wild.
It's such a
It's so wild
wonderful way that it's delivered, because I remember when I was first learning about this, nobody could give me information or background information. We have, over the many years of doing this, become the authority on how to help people understand your responsibility in the replication of your DNA. It is not that you just come and it's done.
It sounds crazy. Excuse me, I'm thinking about, like, okay,
Yes.
DNA, activate. Come on, do it. Superpowers.
Yeah,
Give it to me.
give it to me, and I'm waiting. I'll just wait to glow. There is
crazy.
responsibility in every level of obtainment, and frequency is the key. And it is
Yes.
important to be in the vibration of the thing that you want, with clarity, not with fantasy, or not with not to be deluded to the point where you think it's a cartoon, where you think that, all right, if I can pay for it, I can have it. It's actually not like that. It's actually like, good, you have the will and the desire to come forward. Now, do you have the will and the desire to hold the pitch so that you can actualize the thing you want? So I love the process that we have developed over the many years that allows people to have the clarity that, yes, this is available to you, and yes, your energetic strands have been connected. Now, if you would like to make them solid, if you would like for replication to take place, this is the frequency you must be at, because it cannot take place in the frequency of, your behavior and detriment, whatever that happens to be. That's not where you get 12 strands. That's not where you get 10 strands. You don't get it from that place.
You can do 1.5, 2. You can do a little something, something. But do you really want to be functioning with 2 strands? I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, dang, man, this 2-strand thing got us messed up. Just looking at myself and my own process of having to pop above the status quo of ancestry and collective consciousness, which is an ongoing topic of us, where we continue to see this heightened necessity of addressing our ancestry, our lineage. And much of what we have available to us is based upon operating or functioning on 2 strands of DNA. and that much more of our ancestry exists beyond the two strand and what they call the junk DNA, the scrambled.
So it is true that we were designed with 12 strands, but we are hybrids and we are not fully as humanity carrying 12 strands. But through your own desire and effort, you can reestablish your original blueprint. However, there is a level of determination and will that has to be applied to reestablish what has been absconded with.
Yeah, give me back. I know, I know I gave it to you, but I want it back. I want it back.
And it's probably going to require more of you to get it back than the moment in which you gave it
Yeah,
up.
because it means like usually when we give it up, we're not even thinking about it. There is no effort. It's like
And now the other party has been wearing it, enjoying it, and
looking good in it.
and your 10 strands of DNA that you don't have, and the kinds of things that are involved in that are, the idea of giving birth without pain is involved in the original 12 strands. The multidimensionality of being able to recognize and move laterally through the dimensional world. All of that is in there, along with many other things that may, of course, take time to develop, but also once you establish this, your offspring now can have it, your family can have it. So there's much at stake. There's a lot at stake here.
Well, certainly.
And it requires a level of will and determination to get back what you have given away. Yes, yes, absolutely. So the DNA class is wonderful. I'm so glad that we're into the second and third day of it. This is a reoccurring class. We invite people to sign up. We are actually part angel. We are Homo angelicus, and we are teaching Homo angelicus education. So we are having these classes, and we are on the precipice of bringing forth Homo angelicus University, where people can come and learn these realities that existed for humanity that has been absconded with, and our structures and teaching and understandings have been diminished. So we have no idea of what we have, in the same way that we used to teach in school cursive. We used to teach how words were derived. We used to teach levels of history that were actually factual. That's not the case anymore. So all of us are in this landscape of less than what actually is true. Homo angelicus University, we go back to the original blueprint and we start explaining to you who you are, how you work, what you can unlock, what you can do, what's available to you through your desire to do so. This is a free choice universe. You can choose.
I'm going to respect the topic for today, because that right there, speaking about Homo angelicus, that's a whole nother pond to splash around in as it relates. It connects to everything we're talking about right now. I can even see it connecting to the necessity of honoring sovereignty. That was lost in the process of the severing of our DNA, in the drop of consciousness, all of that out the window. And so, again, these tenets, they're so on point, and I love just seeing the interconnectedness through the different modalities.
Yes.
It lets us know we're pacing, we're on track.
At the same time, we're staying in our lane. Our lane is one of making sure that our purpose and direction is sovereignty. It is making sure that we are empowered. It's making sure that we hold our authority. This is the lane that we are in. We are in our right place. This is our lane. Where the truth is, that's where we belong.
That's right. All right. You all driving in the lane of truth with us? So we're still here, and if anyone is interested in taking the second and third day class, it's next week Tuesday and the following Tuesday. And then we're also picking up the loose thread of quantum light device clearing. And this is something new that we're doing for the clearers, where we provide a la carte or auxiliary classes for clearing different forms of property. And even next month, we're going to be doing the vehicle clearings, We're going to do a pop-up Quantum Light property clearing session that's complimentary for all the level 1 clears, level 2 as well. So seasoned vets, you can come back as well. But make sure that we answer any questions that you have. Make sure everybody's pacing, having the accurate language, and that way that can set you up for diving into, if you do desire to take these a la carte classes, continue building on what you've learned from the foundational core of property clearing, or you can end up taking level 2 later in the late summer. So, however, this month we're continuing with device clearing, and device clearing is so interesting because this thing right here, I was in a conversation with someone about just how, well, it was particularly with AI, but it's still directly correlating with the phone because the phone is ran on AI prior to the little chatbots, right? And how, man, this thing, it has literally become an aspect of us. When you talk about hybrid, I see hybridization at the genetic molecular level. I also see it at the energetic level. I also see it from the material, how this is like an augmented modular appendage that the media. I closed it, and then I remember being, I think maybe in a parking lot or something, and I'm just sitting in my truck and I'm looking around, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a whole like universe, so to say, in this device that I have access to. That's not happening here. It's somewhere else. So we're going through this portal of a device, and this needs to be clean. This needs to be addressed, especially understanding, kind of referring back to what you shared, what we have been privy to or what has been available to us has not been the truth. And it still continues to be that lesser expression of truth, half truths or straight up lies, manipulation, distortion, projection that's within the applications, the different browsers, sites that we visit. It's all there, and it has accumulation as well. And because it plays such a connective role to us in our daily lives, it's not going anywhere until or unless everything's shut down digitally, electronically, which might be a good thing, right? Got to see the right in it. But until something like that happens, this thing is here with us. And so how do we have or sustain the best relationship with this in the pursuit of encapsulating energy hygiene overall? So one more day, next week, Thursday, you can join us. And we're looking forward to concluding it. But you got anything else before we continue?
Yes, this auxiliary course of clearing the devices, the Wi-Fi routers, what comes into your house, what you carry around with you, what's in your car, what auxiliary things, what's around your wrists, what are you augmented with, what's in your glasses, all of these things is an essential part of clearing. So this is part of property clearing level 2, but we are doing this because each of these things has its own breadth of knowledge and experience that has grown over the years of us doing this to such a level that it needs to be taught as an auxiliary class, including the one that you have coming up, which is automobiles. There are many times when I'm doing clearings on a person and I can see them sitting in the car wheel, driving in traffic, going over what someone said to them, and how dare they say that to me, and well, who does she think she is, and they're contaminating the vehicle. And that can be removed, and then that clarity be brought forward, that every sad, horrible, scary story that you heard on social media about all of the terrible, horrible things that are happening, you're carrying that around with you. In the same way, when we go to clear a property, every horror movie, every abuse, every time someone cursed someone, it's in the paint, it's in the wall. When you go to sleep, you're informed by it. So this is essential for humanity. Otherwise, you have the same experience of you haven't gathered trash every day in your house, or you never take it out. It's exactly the same thing. It's like you never cleaned the bathroom. Like the kitchen never got cleaned. It's like a college dorm, only worse. It goes, and this is what has happened to the planet when there is not the proper maintenance and custodial work of clearing. And we should not think that just mopping the floor will do it. It needs it needs enough power to be brought to bear to energetically disrupt and collapse the patterns of energy that are not in our favor so that we may thrive, so that we can be elevated, so that we can exist and get the thought that is not about the garbage that we live within, or the seat that we sit in the car that is contaminated by our reoccurring thoughts of how we're a victim or what someone has done, which then leads to a car accident. So all of these things need to be done, and I think these classes are very useful, and I hope that people will take advantage of them, because you will feel like you do when you take a shower and you put on clean clothes.
Yeah. All your pores open.
And you clear the car, then you're not
Layers.
putting on dirty pajamas. You took the
Yeah.
bath and you're getting in the clean car.
Mm-hmm.
You get yourself cleared, you get the car cleared, you get yourself cleared, you get your phone cleared. You're not getting out of the bath and picking up the toxic phone and then taking it around with you everywhere.
So when you say this, one of the things that I have seen over the years, whether it be with clears or just humans in general, there is a gap between the awareness of something that is so subtle but so impactful. It's so subtle. You know, when you say things like, it's building up on the walls, you guys, you're like, can't you see it? You
Yes.
see that?
Okay.
And I'm over here like, can you see it? Can you see it? Can you fathom it? And I think that, what I have seen is that it does require levels of awareness to be astute of hygiene, of your energy levels, others. And this is one of the reasons why these tenets are so important, because the tenets really help you like understand what's happening and the energetic
Yes.
dynamic between you and the other or the field.
And it also, we want to give you all the parameters of the tenets, so that if you're not looking for this, if you're looking for something else, this can help you filter on to the next place that you're going.
Go down the hall, make a left. Room 2A. I think that's what you're looking for.
We are clearers. This is what we do. This is what we teach. This is what we're about. We're about clearing the environment so that we can live and grow and be exalted. This is the work that we do. And what we see is that the more we understand about our own behaviors, what comes out of our mouth, say only what you want to see happen. You know, so in the moment when you want to see something terrible happen, you might want to quiet yourself, you know, and not say that, but say only what you want to see happen, which may mean that you talk less. It may mean
Oh, audibly and internally.
yes.
Shut up.
It's like
Be like that.
it'd be like, hold on, sister. Like that's what you might say to yourself, like
Reel it in and be like, oh. Call out. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry.
yes,
Please forgive
like
me. Thank you. I love you.
let me bring this back so I don't have to take that property clearing course and pay for that property clearing, because I'm about to contaminate this
Well,
space.
and so that's a very real thing where this is why I mentioned awareness is so imperative. And with every client, for the most part, it started at one point, but with our quantum light property clearing clients in particular, we share with them, look, your number one solution is what you're broadcasting. Your number one defense, your number one tool. Before you come see me, we focus on what you're broadcasting. Get a grip on that. And then allow the relationship dynamic with the space to support you. Like you said, I love how you were saying, you know, you end up breathing back in the argument. You end up breathing back in the addiction. You know, the depression, the sadness.
That
the very
nightmare you
pain.
had on that mattress.
Yeah, it's like that. You were running too. You know you was running. You know you didn't fight back. It's there. It's there waiting for you. So, you know, this idea of doing something about it, whether you hire a practitioner or even more so, again, striving to live a higher lifestyle at whatever level of engagement that we're at.
It's actually the idea of live. Everything else is varying levels of not live. You know, fear, pain, suffering, that's the not living, the pain and the suffering. The living is the freedom to be in an environment that's not informed with levels of disturbance and negative and things that don't support your freedom in life.
Yeah.
You know, so everyone is encouraged who is a property clearer to take that class. And if you're not, and you want to be a property clearer, then sign up for the property clearing class so that you can be the master of your own experience. This is about your sovereignty. We are here to be of service to you in that way.
Well, certainly. Thank you, LaOta, for these additional details. So we're going to continue wrapping up the announcements so we can dive into our
We're
content.
still in announcements.
We're still in it? Yep. Let me know if the announcements are good. Say something. Let us know, because I'd like to think, from what I've observed playing videos back, our announcements are more than announcements. It's actual stimulating dialogue where, yeah, come take a class. It's imperative. It would be unwise if we did not let you know what we had available for you. However, it's fun. We over here cracking jokes, you know, so making it as balanced as possible in this type of dynamic of YouTube and advertising and classes and etc.
We have people in this live stream who are property clearers at varying levels, from beginners to people who are very experienced, and they can verify. It is in there.
Verify. Somebody say verify.
Their experience with being able to keep anti-life or what is against life off of them.
Yeah.
You know, we don't want to live in a garbage dump. You know, even if it's our own emotional garbage. That which needs to be disciplined or brought into refinement or lifted and elevated, which we can do with the help of others and on our own.
Yes. I'm going to wrap up the announcements.
Okay.
I almost wanted to go into what you were speaking of because it's so on point, but then we would get off from announcements. You see, so our announcements, case in point, announcements are more than announcements. But to conclude, you can catch every Monday Lauren of the Sun. She is bringing forth Flowers and Frequency, the consciousness of flowers, Floral Kingdom, a meditation and activation live every Monday at 6 p.m. You can catch Diane in Lakesh Studio 1 every Wednesday, 12 noon for the midday meditation, literally in the middle of the week. These meditations are always in support of the light body movement, which we are currently in the middle of crown chakra for light body. We're having a good time.
Yes.
Rooftop party. Password is in Lakesh Veritas. Light body got to be activated too, so there's a couple of prerequisites. But the point is that we're seeing so much take place within the crown chakra. I'm gonna leave it there because there's gonna be a whole nother conversation about the crown. But activate that crown because there's some insight beyond, you know, 2-strand and limitation of 3D consciousness that we can gain access to. And so every first, second, third, and fourth Sunday we are together from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern. For anyone who's interested, we are about to start the new round in July. So first Sunday of July, we're going to start again from the root chakra. This is prime opportunity for anyone who's been playing double dutch, waiting to jump into the light body activation with us to join in.
Yes, join the enrollment for July. Let's start at the base chakra and light up every one of those energy centers so that you too may have the light body that you see and are aware of. It's available to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about it. It's such a beautiful process because remember earlier I was sharing how I was thinking about sovereignty and why do we need that? Like, why does that matter as it relates to who and what we are? And as a being of energy, you know, we got to learn how to properly move the energy through, ensure that the different energetic nodes or centers are stabilized, which are reflections of our consciousness. And again, if you're not sovereign, which many of us have not been operating sovereignly, or conditioned to perpetuate behavior that is less than, we're being pulled on. You know, we can't retain power, we can't retain light. You know, it's like a sieve. And so the light body does help with that, where not only you're able to pull in light, but like patch up the holes.
So there's that, and there's also this idea that once you know what the light is, you know how to get it, and you start operating within the truth of your energy centers and cleaning out any residual debris, that emotional debris that's settled in the centers related to the ideas, you have enough respect for it that you want the power that is genuinely yours,
Yeah.
which most humans don't get to that point of, well, let me build the power that is mine with my technology, which is my body. I now have enough respect that I'm willing to discipline myself so I can get the reward of my divine creation, this divine technology that I happen to live within, that will work for me just like the other vehicles do.
Yeah.
So there is that idea. Once you have enough respect for the process, when you stop giving away your authority to ideas, people, places, things, history, all the things that have put you in the condition you're in, whatever your condition is, I hope it's marvelous. Whatever that is attributed to where you have put your authority. We encourage you to, we will always direct you back to yourself to find who you are so that it is the authority within you who you are in support of. And that collectively gives us a world that we all want to live in.
It most certainly does. And again, I can't say it enough. Who are we? Understanding what that is, what that means, how relevant that is to you, and doing what we can to identify as it. Because I see within the process, it's part of the challenge is the identification with these concepts.
Yes.
Sometimes we identify as it, as light. Sometimes we have those moments we show up, show out. And then sometimes you're like eclipse. And so our guidance has been leading us through this process of, and highly encouraging, change your identity, change your identity. And again, this language of the vehicle, which again, intellectually, I think most people on the line get it.
Yes.
But it's, do you identify with it? Or is it just
Right.
an intellectual thought? Do you perceive yourself throughout the day as like, oh, I'm in this body? I have these moments sometimes, LaOta, I'm like, ooh, am I embodied? Hold on. Let me get embodied, because I need to be all the way in this suit.
Yes.
Make sure I'm fully present and I'm getting the commands and instructions while I'm doing what I do.
Yeah, you have seen me push people back and they're like, get back in your body.
Yeah, because we'd be floating.
It's like,
Like,
come on, like, get in there.
It'd be like that when we do an energetic activation and we go deep. People like, it's like, just on the verge of theta, you're barely here.
Yeah.
But again, this who are we? So we highly encourage you all to find some value in this and question that within your own lives. Who and what are you? And if you see yourself as a light, stretching to identify more and more. I can go on and on about this idea about the light, but we gotta finish this thing called announcements. So I'm gonna do that. But again, we enjoy you all sticking with us. You all are sticking strong with us and hanging
I
out.
think we should make sure that we say this is an educational process of explaining what the classes are about. It happens to also be announcing the classes.
Yeah, it's very much so.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because there's concepts that are in the class that we end up articulating on. And then sometimes there's things that are like tangential that we're not necessarily covering in the class, but it may arise within the dialogue.
Yes, but the driving force is towards your own power, your own identity. We are individualized on purpose. We are each a snowflake. We need to get the power of our snowflake design so that we can use that.
That's right.
Like we can't have our hero or the person we like their songs, we can't have their design. We must have our own so that we can have a rich and satisfying experience and create a world where others may too. This is how we may be of service, by being the best opportunity of self.
You ready to start the podcast?
All right.
Let's just jump in. Okay, we're gonna just jump in. Look, I know why you all came in here. You all came here because you love us and you're cool. You enjoy it every Thursday, but you're also here because that title is interesting, about honoring self, or excuse me, the tenet, honor sovereignty, yours and others, which is one of the third tenets of the sun, to sustain a higher vibratory field. And I want us to start off with this from defining, like, what is sovereignty? how do you see sovereignty? I have a little definition here, LaOta, I'd like to read.
Okay.
I got two actually, because I thought both of these, as it relates to like spirituality, you know, and the lane that we're looking to address it, because there's sovereignty with like, I'm sovereign with the state.
Mm-hmm.
Yes and no. However, sovereignty is the sacred responsibility of governing your own consciousness, your energy, and choices while honoring the right of every other soul to do the same.
Yes.
I would say that's pretty strong.
Yes. I just, let's roll with that one.
All right, we're going to even read the second one.
Yeah, let's roll with that one.
Because it's so real and it really speaks to the core of the tenet. Thank you, Diane. Yeah, you got to hold it. Yeah, so it really speaks to the core of the tenet of, look, honoring sovereignty for me. Like, what is sovereignty? Like, and I know I just read it, but you have any further elaboration on this?
There's so much we could talk for hours about just what you just read. The understanding that to honor someone else, you must first know who you are. So if you have had a life where you have never been honored, it might take a minute for you to find. You might spend decades or years trying to find where it is that you see honor in others, because we are all expressions. The outer expression is the inner expression. So those who stand in front of us will express the broadcast that we are expressing. So if our broadcast is we're nothing, we have no value, we are meaningless, our voice is never heard, then it is almost impossible from that space to honor another. So we have to go to the space from which you find honor for self, which is knowing who you are, what you come from, what that means in the scheme of things, how does that relate. So that's why we speak so often of things like we are homo angelicus, we are eternal beings, there is no death. All of the many things that we speak about that return you back to the authority within yourself are the things that have been absent. And it's so easy for people to say, oh, that's nothing, because it's so foreign.
Yeah.
It's not where, we're not, in the exaggeration would be, now you have to kneel in front of me, you have to bow when you come to me, you have to crawl over to me before you serve me the food.
No,
all these things that I have actually experienced in this life in different countries. These are all things, this is a misrepresentation of what honor is. What honor is I honor myself enough that I will interact with someone else who stands before me so that we can jointly represent the honor that we are as a whole, because we are all one. So if I dishonor you, I have dishonored myself.
So this is so wow. I'm so glad you said it, because it's one mind. I was going to ask you to define honor. And
Yes.
I know it may seem basic as hell, right? Where you're like, okay, what's sovereignty? What's honor? But do you really know?
Yeah.
If somebody wants to walk up to you on the street, hey, define sovereignty. Define honor. You, I don't know, let me ChatGPT, Google, look up a definition. But when I teach the classes, I'm always striving for clarity. And we need to understand, for us to be successful with activations, with clearing, or even aligning with a tenant, we need to know what these words mean.
Yes.
In relation to us and the world around us. So thank you so much for articulating it. It helps us really establish a foundation of, okay, what are we working with here? What are we really doing? And so we know what sovereignty is. We know a bit of what honor is. And the tenet says to do this for you and for others. I want to speak about this from, actually, just a second. I'm going to pull up the tenet because there's some other words with this. And I'd like us to read that and then break that down, and then we'll go a little deeper. So the tenet further says, respect free will, avoid projection or control, honor energetic boundaries. And so my mind automatically flips to the adverse, where we have been conditioned to not respect free will. We have been conditioned to project and try to control, whether it's overt or it's in your mind. Why won't they do what I want them to do? and honoring energetic boundaries, which is something I want to go a little deeper into because, again, I can see where all of these things are an issue for people, but having boundaries, especially with like family, people who you care about, where we drop the boundaries because we think that it's some form of love or care, things that might seem like, dare I say, rub up against honor and respect, but they're really not. And in actuality, we're going against how we were designed, which is to be sovereign,
Yes.
you know? So, uh, any thoughts on any of these? Respect free will, avoid projection or control, honor energetic
I
boundaries.
have thoughts on all of
All
them,
right.
but
Remember at the beginning of the podcast, I'm like, LaOta, just initial idea, and then we're going to go deeper. This is that moment.
so this is in fact a free choice universe, and it's this free choice thing that all that is endowed into this creation is a little pesty, you know.
It's super pesty.
It's a little, it can be a little pesky, this free will thing, you
I
know.
see you all over there trying to keep your hand down from controlling everything in your reality outside of yourself.
Yes.
Pesky.
So it's a little pesky, but having raised many children of my own and others, having many grandchildren, working with people, what I have learned is that it's not really about their will, it's about yours. It's like if you don't tolerate people calling you names or singing songs that berate other humans, or if you don't tolerate these things, they are not tolerated. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Like, what is that on the radio? What are you playing that in my house? Is that, is you know, you may have free will, but you don't have earphones no more. So I'm gonna hear your free will choices, and you're subject to my free will.
Yes.
You're subject to my free will to hear your free will choices, and to help guide you towards you are not nothing, you are not less than, you are not to think of others from the point of view of them being nothing. That it is appropriate that you be respectful, that you speak to people, that you acknowledge people, that you even have concern about their well-being because it is concern of your well-being. You cannot keep yourself safe if you will not keep others safe. You cannot keep your strategies for exaltation in accord if you are unwilling to get up off the floor of being the rag that somebody walks on. It is not possible. You are not going to be the master and the victim at the same time. So we have to have that clarity that what we are doing, even with little children, if we say to them, and I did raise my children this way, if I said, yes, ma'am, and yes, sir, to them, they grew up saying yes, ma'am, and yes, sir, to me. When I opened the car door for them, and that was a lifelong practice, then they opened the car door for me. That's a lifelong practice. That's something that's already inculcated into them. There's respect for that. It's not that I can't do it. It's not even that I so much want them to do it, but how lovely is it to see that they have the respect for themselves, that they have their own level of, let me respect that which respects me. So that is part of it. You treat yourself, you eat food in respect of what you would like your body to produce. So you eat things that are fresh and clean, and you don't overeat or do too much. Then the people, the young ones around you, see that, oh, they're not eating that because that's not good for them, and they only want healthy things. And health represents, I love my body, I love my life, I want to live longer in good condition. So this is the honor, this is the respect, and it's learned from infancy. It's not that adults can't learn it, who have the desire to do so, but it requires discipline if you have not learned it from childhood, but we all have the opportunity to teach the young ones around us by honoring, like, well, what do you think of that? What do you think would be a good idea? I have said to people, so how should I punish you? What do you think would be fair?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you should take away my, like, okay, done. You decided. And now, does this help you be a deterrent to running water on all the floors or whatever it is? Does
Indoor
this
slip
help
and
you?
slide.
Yeah, you're doing the slip and slide in the living room, you
Yeah.
know. And these are ways it is not actually any more complicated with adults in relationships, which is what most people really want to hear about. But I can remember a client coming to me and saying, I met this guy and I'm gonna meet him at this restaurant. He said for me to meet him there at 6:30, and I got there and I was sitting at the bar and I let them know I was there. And she said when it got to be 6:45, I left. I said, good for you, because you are informing the field of your respectful levels. Unless you got a phone call or a message, otherwise you would have started off the relationship inappropriately, being not really holding yourself in respect. And that's not to say that to put too fine a point on that, but if you start out with a sloppy equation, you end up at a sloppy equation.
Well, so this is segueing into another really good area. I wanted to prompt, why do we want to show ourselves honor and sovereignty? Or why, actually, yes, both. I'm going to combine them. Why do we want to honor our sovereignty? What's the benefit in it? And the reason why I even preface the question is because you were talking about how it becomes a little challenging for us as adults to learn these things that, you know, we're like, man, I wish I learned this 20 years ago, and where would I be now? It's like, all right, well, you're here, you got it, so do something with it, right?
Yeah.
And how, yes, there is a bit of a learning curve, but I have found that finding the value in a thing will create the impetus to move more towards it, whether it's creating or cultivating a daily energy hygiene lifestyle practice, or stretching to honor your sovereignty in your relationships in all the myriad of different ways. And so just a little bit out the gate, I think some of the benefit and the gain is predominantly preserving your power. Thinking about the person who was at the dinner date. I want to use that example because that could have gone a lot of different ways. So I'm going to throw out a couple of different potential timelines. I like that. It's like, oh, let's look at the different timeline choices that could have broke off from this woman's decision. So timeline number one that she took was, I gave you 15 minutes, you didn't call me, you didn't do anything, I'm out. Because I respect, I honor myself, my time is of value, and so I'm aligning my actions with that which I value, which is honoring. And so that's what we're doing in this equation. Another option she could have took was, which I think this is where like most people default, is where we will allow, as you say, the sign of disrespect to accrue by them being late, and we just kind of dismiss it. And but then yet we complain. You know, we're unresolved in our mind about, oh well, you could have at least called me, or you could have, you know. So, and then in that moment, the siphoning of energy, the relinquishing it, and it's wild because no one's taking it from you. It's not like the person on the other side of the table. It's like,
Yes and no.
give it to me.
Yes and no.
I mean, yeah, yes and no, but
Yeah,
it's
yes and
it's at the end of the day.
You handed it over to them in a big bundle.
Yeah, matter of fact, you know that basket of bread that they bring.
And keep refilling.
You put it in a warm little blankie, and you slid it across the table
Like, take
with
this.
some pieces of butter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have this with a little butter.
your little vegan butter on the side. Gave it up. And that's usually the default, right? And I think there's several other paths that we can take. But my point is that there are more paths that I can see that would be detrimental, that someone in that circumstance, like she could end up addressing him and say, why didn't you call me? You know, this whole dialogue about what they didn't do, instead of, you know, being free and being sovereign. And it reminds me of something that you often say, all right, you're free to do that. I'm free to respond and do what I'm going to do based off of how you just taken action.
I wouldn't address anybody about anything. Like,
Yeah.
you're a grown person. Figure it out.
Yeah, so that's sounding like sovereignty. So my whole reason for bringing this up is just a few different examples of why do we even want to honor our sovereignty? Where's the value? What's in it for us to even gain?
Stability, strength, power. I could go on.
Yeah, it feels good. That's what
Yeah.
people want.
Like, you're not tied to the delusion of what could happen after the first date. It's like, this is what is happening.
Right? Acknowledge those red flags. It could be a sea red flag, and you're like, nah, this is
I can see the potential.
right. Forget that potential.
The potential is changing like a Rubik's cube the longer you sit there.
Right. And dishonor yourself.
And it is you who gives away your power if you all have agreed. If it was slack and there was no agreement and it was all loosey goosey, get better at that.
Yeah, right. You can charge to the
Yeah,
game, do better.
get better at that because you still get hit by the slop.
Yeah.
You know, the slop still gets on
see
you.
a little slop in your eye. It's like, damn, I gotta do better next time. I wasn't as clear with this person.
Yeah.
You know, which is a thing too.
That's another way. Not having clarity is another like fear-based idea where if I'm too clear, they won't like me. If I'm too clear, they won't want to do it. I'm like, I'm gonna be so clear that we're gonna see whether you want to do it or
not. Give a whole disclaimer of what comes with this.
Yeah, like I'm not saying I won't be there at 6:45, but I'm saying consider keeping your word with me. I might say something like that, like I will keep my word. I hope you will too. That's enough. That's clear. That's clarity that might not dawn on them till 7 o'clock that night at the bar.
I wanna flip it back to what you were saying about how honoring sovereignty can equate to power.
Yes, it's definitely power.
You hear that? You hear that?
Yeah.
It's that sound you all like, power. Me too. We all like it because we have not lived a life of true power, and anything of power that we've seen was a distortion. It wasn't even real power.
Oh yeah.
But like when we start getting a taste of it, it's different. But I see that there's a schism in our mind where there has to be this shift in recognizing to release the grip is power.
Yes.
Not let me come over here, and it's a flip of the perspective of how reality even functions.
Yes,
I feel like it's
true.
We have been taught the complete opposite of how to gain and allow things into our reality versus this force and control, which in these cases, we're not honoring sovereignty of another person when we feel like we gotta make them do it. Those people who maybe not eating the same way you're eating, and you're like, why won't you? No, why won't you let them do what they do and honor their sovereignty? Because again, trying to make them be better, it's like a Christian damning you to hell, but Jesus loves you.
How dare you try to make somebody be better? How dare we take on that egotistical position? Yeah. How dare we think that what we're doing is so right for everyone else that we now have the ability and the will and that we are free to make them do anything. If they're not children under our care or seniors who we're in charge of, they are free. Now, where and what they are free to do, there are perimeters. Like you might not want somebody eating certain things in your house or cooking with your pans, and all of that is within the realm of, if it's your house, you could do that. If it's not your house, maybe not. So you could have command and over what is yours. You could have sovereignty over what is yours. What is not yours, you're in a position where you may have to.
I got a real life question. What are those to do when they find themselves in a space where the other is not respecting their sovereignty?
When the other is not respecting whose sovereignty?
May I lay the ground
Okay.
floor? Okay. So we have a person in the house. Maybe they share a house. And in this shared space, I have my things, I have my contribution, but the other party, which could be a partner, a roommate, some family of some sort, that is infringing and don't care not about your sovereignty. Like, I can't even spell sovereignty. Get that out of here. And I'm not going to try. I'm not going to Google it. And this is, I think, a fine line, because the person who's not respecting it, we have a person who feels like they're being ran over, obviously disrespected, and their power is being diminished. And there's often this reactive recoil response of, I'm going to make them do what I want them to do. It's like, the hurt person hurts people. So, what do you say to somebody who's in that situation? Because I know a lot of people who find themselves feeling like they can't be free and feeling like there's someone who in their house is controlling their emotion.
So this is a very widely held idea that is upside down and sideways. Your sovereignty is not bestowed upon you by someone else. I don't require you to give me sovereignty. I have already given myself sovereignty.
How do you do that? Where'd you get it from? You gonna share it? You gonna share with us? The
So,
people would like to
so
know.
it's not as if the people in your house allow you to be sovereign. Your freedom is an internal experience that you are cultivating and having in every moment, every thought, everything you do, and that then produces the outer experience. If you have people in your house that are doing things, the clearer you become in your freedom, the clearer it will become to them that they are not free to be who they are in that experience. That works every time. It sometimes takes months, but it works in every situation. In the same way that if you decide the child should not poop on the floor, eventually that child will stop pooping on the floor because you are so clear that that is an unacceptable reality. And it might go through phases of, here's my pamper, change me.
Yeah.
It might go through various stages, but your clarity of the repeated, coherent broadcast of who you are in your space, in your own thought, will produce your reality. It is law. That when you're incoherent, unclear, when you're fuzzy, you get fuzzy results. But you can't enslave me to your levels of incongruency if I refuse to do it. And I have clarity, like I'm not going to live like that. I'm not going to be like that. And you can't imprison me unless I give you the authority over me to imprison me.
Put in that little basket.
Yeah. So I'm not giving, you don't give me sovereignty. I give myself sovereignty. And then my world corrects itself around my clarity and coherency and dedication to my own freedom and sovereignty.
This is beautifully said. There's so many things to unpack from that. So we have what comes to mind is what the Allies have been encouraging: change your identity. Whatever the hell we're identifying with as right now, it is not the truth of who we are. It's an overlay of distortion that perpetuates manipulation and control to be ongoing in our relationships. And so I'm looking at the dynamic of, ooh, you're already sovereign. Like that's not an outside approval. It's part of the template. It's part of
Yes.
the beautiful design.
So you might have to
Which-
plug in.
Hell yeah, you got to plug in. These people are like off, battery dead. Like when you get back to your charger, it at least cuts off. No, you got to wait like 15, 20 minutes before you come back on because you've been off for so long.
Yeah.
I digress. It's really like that, Give it time.
actually
Trust
is.
the process.
The blueprint is sovereign. The blueprint is sovereignty. Look at the Mother Earth. Look at the Father, Son. Is the Son sovereign?
Does a does an elephant have a tusk?
Yes, it's like
That's what my stepdad used to say. Like,
the idea that it is available should we reach for it, and not all of us are at the same stages of spiritual development. Not all of us have come to earth at the same time. Not all of us are in the same. We are in this environment. It's like a one-room classroom in the Old West. There's a 16-year-old, there's a 3-year-old, and
it's a wild hodgepodge.
and we have to learn how to navigate respectfully and with honor our sovereignty in that environment. And so that's good. That's a good thing. That helps us be more well-rounded and have more experience and be broader.
Well, certainly. All right. So to complete this idea, I'm looking at the person in the scenario who wants more sovereignty. I can see where this requires them to challenge who they have chosen to be within that dynamic,
Yes.
like re-identify.
Yeah.
And it requires a little bit of courage in some cases because we've been doing or allowing things that do not respect the sovereignty, allowing people to talk pretty much any type of way or do certain actions that, again, we've informed the field. It's beautiful what you were saying because that's what we've informed our reality. And it's a matter of you changing it, deciding to be different. And then, of course, everything will kind of unfold and be informed. But again, it takes me back to earlier where it is completely different. It's like, let me let go and go inside. Matter of
Well,
fact, let me be sovereignty. Oh, I see. I've been trying to purchase sovereignty from you. You don't got no sovereignty on back stock, back order. You don't know a friend I can get it from. No. Let me go within and
yeah.
get my own, and then watch the field and watch you, my other self, be informed by way of what the clarity that I have.
And how you figure out where you are is you just look at what's in front of you. How comfortable and happy are with how things are working out for you? You know, we all do it at different levels and degrees. Each of us, a child goes to school, they go get a job, somebody offers them a job for $15 an hour, and then somebody else offers them a job for $25 an hour, and they decide how much they honor themselves as to which thing they will do. I can remember selling stockings. And this is a long time ago, so people don't even have stockings anymore. Yeah. But out of high school, I can remember standing on a counter and feeling really grateful that I could walk to work and have a job and make money. But it didn't take long before my honor of self grew beyond that, and I wanted to do something more than that. So we're all doing it. It's just that what level are we doing it at? What is our low-hanging fruit and what is our reach? So the low-hanging fruit might be, I work for mama in the basement on the computer because she already owns a business. Or it could be that I reach for something that will expand my consciousness, which is a little higher and requires me to learn more. So that's all about honoring self. And it's not a straight line. It's not where we necessarily always are headed in the same direction. Sometimes there's side quest. Sometimes there's assessment to see who we are and who everybody else is.
Well, certainly.
So I think we're always doing it. It's just that we want to put a finer point on it. If you're doing it while you're listening to people cuss you out, while they're mistreating you, where customers are yelling at you and where it's inappropriate, then you may not be doing it at the level that you should be doing it at.
Yeah. Telltale signs.
Yes.
What you're seeing, how you feel in response to what you're seeing as well. I think these are all really good indicators. You up for taking a little break, and then we'll come back and go to the comments?
Absolutely.
All right, everybody. So hold on tight. We're going to go to a quick commercial break from our sponsor, LaOta, Wealth Management and Assets Protection. You can visit LaOtaInc.com. And we'll be back after the minute. We're going to jump into the comments. And yeah. Did somebody say verified yet? All right, we'll see you soon.
So, what does the future of money look like to you, Alex?
The future of money won't be about what we use. It'll be about who we trust. We're heading into a world where money is no longer paper. It's data. Central bank, digital currencies, programmable payments, and surveillance systems will redefine how value moves. But here's the twist. The more digital it gets, the more people will crave something real. That's why gold and silver aren't disappearing. They're becoming the anchor in a world of floating code. Money will evolve technologically, but it will always revolve around trust. And digital systems can't replicate 5,000 years of human belief in tangible value. The future of money? Digital convenience built on physical truth. The code will change, but the collateral won't. Because in every era, old or new, gold stays the final receipt.
All right, welcome back, everyone. So again, you can visit LaOtaInc.com for wealth management asset protections, and shout out to Alex Chinaborg. We appreciate you, brother. So We're going to go to some of the comments. I want to just give you all a shout out in Location Veritas to the people who commented in the chat. So we have Steph of the Sun in Location Veritas Tribe. We got Theodora Anderson in Location Veritas. Lay Leoneri in Location Veritas. Russ Golston in Location Veritas. All is bright and beautiful. All is well. Stay TOTS in Location Veritas. Lauren Corneal in Location Veritas. In Location Studio 1 in the house. Twice.
Yay.
She's like literally right there. In Location Veritas. Stimuli God says 100. I don't know what it was, but thank you. We appreciate you, man. Stacy OTS. All right, this is where some of the questions are coming up. She says, the beauty and wealth of this wisdom coming back to our experiences is so exciting. Yes, yes. I think that was back around the announcements, much earlier. We were talking about classes. Julianne says, desire is sacred when it's not siphoned by ancestral cords of scarcity. I'm not worthy. Those silent commands that pull strings away from the heart's toroidal field of truth. My joy is sacred. She say, in Lakesh, Veritas. It's my birthday today, y'all.
Happy birthday.
Just like, by the way, throw some highly elevated content. It's my birthday, by the way, guys.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Julianne. And, you know, just really briefly to speak on the ancestry thing, it is such a thing. I think I have mentioned this in the live podcast, but I know in conversation with you and Diane, we have seen that this ancestry thing is serious, where it has weight and gravitas and requires touching it regularly, daily, to move in the different direction. Timeline, exaltation, all of that. And as she says, scarcity is one of them. You know, I think even from a perspective of not honoring our sovereignty is a form of scarcity.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You don't, the town I came from, they didn't have enough respect. So I didn't get any.
We didn't think we can get it.
Yeah,
it wasn't even an option on the menu.
We didn't know what street it was at. We didn't know.
Hey, anybody seen honor, sovereignty?
Respect.
Can you tell me how to get to?
These are the real experiences that we have to find the location within us where it is. It is not in our towns. It's not in our schools.
Not at Walmart. Not on Amazon.
It is within you. And you have to actually look for it because we have not been cultivated in that direction.
Would you speak a little bit about the need to find everything within you? Because I have these moments, LaOta, where I'm like, none of this matters. And when I say none of this, what I'm referring to specifically is the artificiality of the world that's been presented that we have, as humans, given so much value to. I remember being in a bank and I was speaking with this random gentleman, and for some reason he was telling me about his business, and some way in the conversation we ended up speaking about doing the thing that brings joy, brings satisfaction, you know, and then somewhere along the lines there was it moved into this requirement to find like the balance in hold on a second, it's slipping me the exact point. I digress. Sorry for taking you down that road. It's like we went down the forest. It's like, no, we're gonna make a U-turn back to the main point. But the point I'm looking to make is that with the movement that we're in with energy hygiene and moving into the idea of sovereignty and honor, I see that these tenets, it's like it requires us to really recognize like what the heck we are and the energetic dynamic relationship with all parties in our reality.
So this may not sound like I'm answering it, but I am. The herders, or those who control this world, mimic the realities and then make the real thing a discordant experience, and then make the artificial thing look like something we want. So if we watch children, the things that are real are like the fruits and the berries, but they make the candy bars. So the fruit is extraordinary in its color and its energy and what it can give to us. But when the child has the candy bar and the bright colored wrapper and it has the extra sugar in it, the child then loses its appetite for the fruit.
Yeah.
That's
real.
that's exactly the same equation for everything. We see beautiful men and women who are exquisite in design, established in truth, created through the creation of that which is most exalted. And then we see, after they pierce themselves and paint all over themselves and reanimate their parts and add accoutrement to it, we think that's what we want. Like, so all the teenagers like, well, I want that thing. I'm dreaming about, I'm having dreams about tattoos, I'm having dreams about piercing. That's what I really want. So what the anti-life aspect of our world does is it mimics the beauty and the truth and the exquisiteness, and then it insults it, and then it introduces it to our children, and then we think it then gains something because it's popular, and then there's money involved. So all of the detrimental things, like everybody likes it, it got 4 million hits, that they
Not realizing you're in a damn world where most of these people zombified out of their minds.
and that the hits can be purchased.
Yeah, bots,
All the
dead
hits.
internet.
So we're like, well, we need to be with all of the others who are liking this because they are receiving this benefit of richness, which is also imaginary, because the 4 million people didn't get anything. They gave their attention and energy towards the thing.
Yeah.
So they are walking away with one less like.
And so this, by the way, as you were speaking, everything came back full circle, and this is answering what I was saying earlier, the why I feel there's nothing out there. Because it's artificial. It's a mimicry, as you say.
It's a mimicry.
And the nature of that mimicry is to convince you that it is something that it is not. And so there is no value really there. And then tricked to not have value for the things that are real. And I love that you used the analogy between candy and fruits. And so it brought me back to, in the conversation with the gentleman, he was telling me about his business, and he's like, I'm making so much money. And I'm like, do you like what you do? He's like, yeah, I make money. So he's selling surround systems for homes. And it's like, well, and somewhere along the conversation, it got spiritual. Because that's just what it'd be like. And the idea was, look, sometimes in life, the things that have the most value are non-tangible, they're non-physical. It's something that you can't buy. Like, just like we were joking around, you can't get this from someone or outsource it. It's something you have to get from within yourself. And it kind of had him marinating, like, oh, damn, I didn't expect this, brother. Then he threw some Bible scriptures at me, like, oh, we'll just meet in the middle, brother. But the point was...
But he gave you what he had.
Yes.
He opened up his back pocket, like, what I got?
He was still outsourcing, though.
Yeah, it's like, what do I have? Oh, I got Bible. How about that? Will you take a couple of Bible scriptures for that wisdom you just gave me? He was trying to give you... Well,
Nah, we're not going to take that.
But it was an exchange.
It was.
It was an exchange. So to further that idea, did you complete that idea?
Well, essentially, the necessity to have the understanding that you shared, that what we have been given is not real. This is what I have come to understand, and also through observation of humanity, I see that we've lost our appetite and craving for the fakeness or the artificiality. Artificiality don't even hit the way how it used to hit, and I see like there's levels of correction that's occurring within us, but also like a numbing out. We've watched the same movie, lived the same experiences over and over. How many times are we going to suffer
You don't want that
before we get over
bag?
it? No, I don't want none of that stuff.
You don't want that plastic vegan
I don't want
bag?
the plastic vegan bag. I don't want
Remember
none
when
of
it used to be like, I got a vegan bag?
For the record,
I got these new vegan pants and a vegan jacket. Yes, I don't think it quite hits the same, although it is quite popular, because it's shiny. Shiny counts. Shiny gets credit. But I would like to.
My mind is going in so many different directions.
I would like to point out the part of the original idea of when we go to the original thing, the computer is designed off of the human brain. So we buy the computer, we pray at the altar of computers, we put offerings of thousands of dollars, we buy cords, we get electronics, we get all of the devices. We are in honor and marvel at the brilliance of humanity that they created something that's a mimic of our brain. They didn't create it, they mimicked us. So then the device or the computer is built to be obsolete. So it becomes obsolete in whatever the time frame is. But had we considered that we could teach ourselves to identify what is truth and what is not, and the computer still can't do that, but we can do it.
We know how to calibrate those ones and zeros.
Yes.
Started with us.
And all of the things that are the computers, and we could teach ourselves to remember things. We could teach ourselves to be better computators. And then when the computer becomes obsolete, then we would still have it. And if each of us gained one thing, then we would have all the things, or we could gain many things over a lifetime if we valued that level of what we worship in the cyber world. It is a copy of us put together so that we can best use it. And I'm not opposed to it. I'm only saying, like, that's what it is.
We need to just establish who's the original,
Yeah.
who is the prototype,
And then,
who is what has been made after.
and
based
then
off
that
of this.
helps you honor self.
it.
That helps you have
Yes.
sovereignty for self. When you realize they copied that off of the design I'm made from.
I'm already cellular communicating.
I'm multi-dimensionally.
Hold on, watch me do it. I don't even got to think about it. Look at that. Wild, right? It's happening. Perspective's everything, though.
It is. So this is that's the
Yeah, I love it.
response.
I love it. It's so good because it again encourages us to shift how we view ourselves.
Yes.
See ourselves. I've been tossing around the language organic technology, solar tech, light tech, where the technology that we see in terms of like sensors and sonar and transceivers, broadcasters, like we're doing all of it.
Yeah, you trump nature. Go ahead. Let me see you trump nature. They're trying to convince us that humanity is at its epoch and it is worthy of praise all over the galaxies and the universes that we have created a computer or a cell phone.
No.
But the reality is that all of it is a poor copy of who we are, and there are no original ideas. There are all only things we have not noticed yet.
I kind of want to have that conversation. It would, in truth, it would consist of me talking a lot of smack to tech companies. But my point is, yes, I'm so with you, LaOta. This helps us reorient the truth of who we are,
Yeah,
and the
it's
position of the relationship.
It's everything. Like our reality is malleable. We want to see like an ego, it can happen. I'm not saying there shouldn't be tech. Their tech is needed and we want tech, but we have to know who's tech and who's not. Like, are you the artificial mimicry of me? Yes. Oh, well, I love you and will use you for that because I'm so grateful that I have this opportunity to use that which is made from my divine design.
Yes. Holding within
Yes.
awareness what I'm going to use this term loosely, power dynamic truly is. Like
And
this
have
is
honor
a
and
tool
respect
and an
for the
extension.
tool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like, people be treating AI like the crystals, remember?
I'm
I
telling you,
can't
that's
leave without
like,
I can't check an email without my chat
people
GPT.
are banging their head on the floor. They're like bowing.
Yeah,
And with
AI
AI, they're
cults.
like, it must be God.
Yeah, you're like, AI. Just like, shoot, I know how to read the Akasha. All I got to do is tap the chat GPT. Get my Akashic record readings from the Akasha of GPT.
Yes. So
I had to do that.
So all of that has to be understood so that you can have the proper understanding of who you are. When you have that level of clarity, you walk the earth as someone who imprints the truth upon the world.
Well, certainly.
You're not walking around in a delusion that some mysterious somebody has made some incredible thing that didn't already exist. They just marketed it well.
Yeah. Marketed it, advertised it, slap some dollars on it, and continue and continue to make it obsolete. All right, so without
We're
going
having too much
yeah,
fun.
I am. I'm having a good time. You all having a good time? Yes, quite a few of you still here. So continuing with our comments, we got Gina's in the house as well. In Location Veritas, Gina says, well, you know, it's usually fluffy.
I
In
like
Location
fluffy.
Veritas, honor, respect, and gratitude, integrity, discipline, and action for the energy, truth, and thoughts you delightful souls share with us. So, she mentioned about her phone. She says, my phone recently stopped working and I needed to bring it in. And in the process, I was thinking about what it's teaching me about myself and how my mind and body carry situations. It's so
Yes.
real. Yeah, it's holographic.
It is, and everything is informing you. If whatever happens in your reality is informing you. Whatever insect walks in, whatever thing you see outside, whatever plants are growing, all are in the field, the plasma that is related to your experience. We would do well to pay more attention. Our phones are definitely, the way they behave is definitely indicating things to us. And even listening to this podcast about clean your phones, we don't mean just spray a little glass cleaner on it.
Get those smudges off.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mind goes into so many different directions with that, but I think it's certainly food for thought to become or increase our awareness of how much of this is we're being informed of, and understanding or holding a mental concentration, or at least like somewhere right here tangentially, that there's this constant flux of receiving and broadcasting. Always, 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 even with the most smallest.
We
And
create our realities. We can't get away from that. That is law. Whatever is happening in your reality, you are at some level making it happen. That is law in this universe.
Don't be a pretendian out here. Or, well, not pretendian, but pretending as though it's not a reality. Especially with these type of tenets, they help us lock in, and being a steward of truth, that puts you in the pocket to be open to that reality. Okay, well, the truth is,
it helps
life
you
is
be responsible. Yes, we all have things that are coming into our reality we don't like, but we are ultimately the one who's responsible to learn about that in this lifetime and change it.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate responsibility. Is you're free to complain, and then you're free to fix it. If you complain, then you should have enough energy now to direct towards fixing it.
Yeah.
Because you've identified the problem.
Yeah, it's nothing like that complaint energy, though. That being, let me correct it. Not necessarily complaint, but being disgruntled, being over it, dissatisfied. That energy directed can.
You cannot be the victim and the master. You must.
Tired of being a victim. I want to be the master.
Then we want you to be the master.
Like, going out there. We've been waiting. Matter of fact, you were a little tardy. Coming to the stage.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, there's a small handful of comments here. Yusuf's in the house. In Location Veritas to you. We have Lisbeth. In Location Veritas, honor, respect, and gratitude, Lisbeth. Russ is in the house again. He says, an owl just flew by and landed. Wisdom is at hand.
Look at you.
It's like, I'm watching.
Russ the mystic.
Yes. I don't know who this is. T Money 007. I like that name.
Yeah.
Peace, happiness, harmony, and wealth to you all.
Thank you.
I'll take it. Right back at you.
Yeah.
Take that. Right. So that's essentially all the comments that we have today. You have any final thoughts on this idea of honoring sovereignty, both self, others, and how that relates to supporting really the pursuit of being light, embodying light?
What comes to mind is the idea that we have been sold a bill of goods. We've been sold a wrong story. We've been sold a lie where we think money, power, and attention from those who are on the earth plane is the wealth. It's not. The wealth is in knowing who you are, because you get to take that with you. Nobody gets out of this alive. You get to take that clarity with you. as you will take with you all of the other things that you are.
Look, I almost want to dive into that conversation because in the line of work we do, when we clear disembodied souls, you've known this, but once I started coming into that process, I was like, ooh, we don't change after we die. I
You
actually
don't
had
get any
a
smarter.
grave misunderstanding.
Yeah, you don't die and suddenly become wise.
Yeah, man, I thought, this is what I thought, right? Just like, remember the hologram projection? I don't know what I was learning these crazy, irrational concepts from, but I guess some part of me wanted it to be true. So I thought that when a family member dies, they realize, oh, snap, I am a soul in the body. But like, damn, I messed up. And then they can also see who other people are. And
It's not to say that that doesn't sometimes happen,
Uh-huh.
but mostly, especially at this stage of history, and we are the sixth Earth, the first five destroyed themselves, and those ancestors are still recycling. At this stage of it, many have not gotten rid of the previous understandings, and they carry them with you. And so when we go into all of the clearing work that you do affects the ancestry. So you get soul clearings that affects them. It helps them be free. If they choose, they still have free choice. Nobody is making anybody do anything. There is no heaven or hell where there is no force in source. Source don't make you straighten up. You make you straighten up. Force doesn't make you be honorable. You make you be honorable. Force designed you for sovereignty, but doesn't force it upon you. So when you die, you are the person. You have you and yourself with you. You took yourself with you, and unless you have reached a conclusion when you review your experiences that helps you move forward, you will not be forced into truth or clarity. And that's really what you learned. You're like, I thought automatically everybody just became the truth. I'm like, no, Tarvars.
I saw quick too. And I was like, ooh, you still the same. Family members, people who I knew, I would check on people who transitioned to see if they cross over. And I'm like, damn, you talking the same, you looking the same, you seem like you're still addicted.
and there is a place for those who are addicted. It's a separate place than where the rest of the population that are dead go. There's a separate place where those who are addicted go. And I have checked on stiff-necked, hard-headed relatives.
Hard was rigid, stuck in this direction, cannot turn.
And they remain who they are.
Indeed.
Until they don't.
So this is one of the reasons why I mentioned earlier about the ancestry and how most souls think that we're primarily dealing with our past life, but it seems like there's a great undercurrent of ancestry, both embodied and disembodied, who are influencing the playing field.
Well, it's absolutely true, but you are the master of your own reality.
That part.
So it's true. So now you get to be the hero in this story.
That's right.
You get to put it all down and be the hero.
Be like, I did that. That's right. Can't hold me back. Still I rise.
Exactly. That's actually how it works. And the more clear you are, the more opportunity your ancestry and your hardened ideas and concepts from your previous past lives shatter. The more opportunity they have to shatter with the greater clarity you have. The more clear you are, where you're going, who you are, you should be honored, you are sovereign, you are a powerful being, you were designed that way, it is your birthright, can't nobody take it away from you. That's what informs those ancestors.
I feel that.
They felt it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was directed it.
Wow. You know I'm a receiver.
So I'm really happy that you all have joined us. Did you have any further thoughts?
Yes, if you are still with us and you like what we're talking about, these highly vibrational discussions, click the like button, click the subscribe. We're here every Thursday, 12 noon, and run about an hour and a half. And it's seemingly an hour, 40 minutes. We've been going, but again, offering so much value in this discussion. Very down to earth. That's one of the things I love doing with you in terms of the conversation. It's so down to earth, we're serious and so unserious at the same time,
Yeah.
and about what we're about. And oh, go ahead.
And this is a wonderful opportunity. This is interactive. Say what you want to say.
Yeah, clearly, we're gonna call you out. There's sometimes we're like, nah, I'm not reading that. Stay on topic. However, we love your engagement. You know, and this part of why we do this is for you to give more free things, community engagement. So if you like this, subscribe, click the bell notification for all of the other free things that we do throughout the week with our other practitioners. And then again, if you'd like to begin working with us, explore some of the classes, you can book a free discovery call. We can find out where you are within your journey and what it is that we have to offer as it relates to helping you embody more light, move towards sovereignty, luminosity. And so that's essentially all I have at this time. You got anything else before we go?
I have great thanks for everybody who came. I'd like to end this with In Lacacia Veritas, oneness and truth, with honor, respect, gratitude, integrity, discipline, and action. Let us all have that. Thank you.